In the kitchen with the Studio 5 sheet pan party, and we've been shaking our pom-poms at the sheet pan all week long and finding new ways to put it to work. So today we're taking the sheet pan on a date with dessert. So you can skip the round pie. A sheet pan pie is the best way to serve up dessert, and you can have lots more pie in a lot less time. Courtney Rich, she's here. She's chiming into the sheet pan party, and leave it up to you. You've created a pie in a sheet pan.
Yes.
I mean, maybe people would think cake.
Well,
but you do it all.
Cake, but I felt like that was expected.
Sure.
So we switched it up a little bit.
I'm grateful.
We went with my No Bake Grasshopper Pie because we love something easy. We love when we don't have to turn on the oven too, right? It just makes it feel so much easier.
You don't even have to bake the crust?
No, we're not making the crust in this.
Okay, and it smells, I'm a mint girl, so I'm so excited.
Oh, that makes me so happy. So yes, you could do this in a traditional 9-inch pie pan, 8-inch pie pan. You're gonna get a thicker crust, but what I love about the sheet pan in all forms, whether it's dessert or it's savory and dinner, it's so easy to serve, right?
Yes.
It just gives you a real, it's so easy. We'll have smaller, a thinner crust and thinner filling, but that's kind of nice when you're serving at a party and maybe there's other desserts and other food.
You want to taste?
Yeah, you just want a little taste.
So what I'm smelling, I think, is this crust.
Yes.
So let's start with this. What is the crust?
I pre-made a couple things. So the crust is just going to be Mint Oreos and some melted butter.
Okay,
and
that
I
sounds
just
delicious.
put those in the food processor and let those, blend up until we get like a wet sand consistency.
Okay.
We're gonna push that into our jelly roll pan, press that down firmly, and then I put a layer of chocolate ganache, because who doesn't just love a little extra chocolate? This kind of makes it a little bit more decadent.
Yeah, a little more sturdy,
yes,
too.
Yes, exactly. It helps it kind of stay together. So this is our crust. And then what I do after I've done this part is I just put it in the refrigerator while I'm making everything else. It sets it really nicely, so then when I go to spread my filling and then my whipped cream topping, everything spreads really evenly without any of the crumbs coming up into the mixture.
Okay, that's really nice. So, I mean, usually you either have to bake it or chill it. So we're doing the chilling on this part.
10, 15 minutes in the fridge, or you could throw it in the freezer for 5 minutes. Either one will totally work.
Okay.
Then you're coming over and making this whipped cream cheese filling. So in here is a block of cream cheese, so about 8 ounces, and I've already mixed in 1.5 cups powdered sugar. Over here is just whipping cream mixed on its own, nothing else. Now we have a couple add-ins. Depending on how much mint you love, you could add your mint extract. I love this brand, Loran. It's just one that I always use, and there it says peppermint, but you'll see those mint leaves. It does give us more of a mint flavor. So, but we're also using mint Oreos. Now, of course, on St. Patrick's Day week, do you think they had actual mint Oreos at the store this morning? No, they didn't.
They're sold out.
Those are mint, but a different brand. Mint Oreos.
So with
also
this, just because I do like mint, but are you just doing a taste test every time? How do you know how much to put in?
I will tell you in the recipe it says, I think it, I can't even open it. It's a brand new bottle.
Okay.
We're gonna leave it for a second, but just a teaspoon. You don't need more than that.
Okay.
Half teaspoon would be fine, but you're also gonna get a ton of flavor from the mint Oreos.
You're adding that?
Yes, we're gonna add that in just a minute, but we gotta have our green. So I'm gonna take a little bit of our green food coloring. You're not gonna need much. This is a food gel, and 1 drop is gonna go a long way. This color
Good to know.
is mint green. So I'm gonna mix it into my cream cheese mixture first. And it looks really dark right now, but don't panic. We're gonna get this beautiful light mint green color because we're gonna put in our whipped cream, and we're just gonna fold these two together and then add our Oreos. So again, you could even, if you can't find mint Oreos like I couldn't this morning, grab regular Oreos, throw in some mint extract, you're still gonna get all that delicious, yummy flavor.
So you're making enough whipped cream to add in as well as top it.
Yes, and so I even have extra over there to top it.
Okay.
So we're just gonna fold this in. Now you're just gonna mix that whipped cream to stiff peaks. I also recommend using something called Easy Gel. It's like a gelatin, but it's like the powder that you make gelatin with.
Yeah.
But you don't have to set it, you don't have to bloom it. You can just sprinkle in the Easy Gel. And I've seen
that makes it a little stiffer?
Yeah, it just helps to give it a little bit more of a, stiffer consistency.
Okay. And do you recommend this by hand, or are you just doing this so you're not noisy on TV?
When we're folding, and I'm folding quickly, we fold by hand with a spatula. So, and I probably could have even made my whipped cream. A little stiffer, but we're good. So I'm just gonna get this going, and now why don't you start to sprinkle those in for me? And can
sprinkle
you see how
in
here, yeah. Can you see how the color really lined up
and
too?
these aren't like tiny chunks.
No, give us big chunks. Don't you love like biting into a dessert and getting like
You're
the
like,
texture
oh, and
the
I just got
crunch?
an Oreo too.
Yeah, so go ahead, throw them all in. We want them all in. So this is just a single batch that you'll see on my website for my No Bake Grasshopper Pie, and it fills this whole thing. Now, if you wanted a thicker crust, more filling, because look at this, and you're gonna have to taste test this while I fill.
Oh, I'd love
you
to.
can see it's pretty thin, right?
Yeah, so
if you wanted
it's up to
really
you. Thicker crust, thicker
you
filling.
could double it, or if you have a half sheet pan, well, this is a half sheet. If you have a quarter sheet pan, which is half the size of this, then you could do one batch of the recipe and fill this beautifully.
Well, this is delicious. If you're a mint girl, which I am, I mean, that just hits the spot.
Does it? Good,
yes.
good. Doesn't it kind of remind you of like Mint Oreo ice cream
That's
too?
exactly what I was going to say. I didn't know if that would offend you. Yeah,
Not
it reminds me a little bit
all.
of Mint Oreo ice cream, which I love, like the grasshopper ice cream.
Yes.
And it makes sense because this is called your grasshopper pie.
Yes.
We're putting it in a sheet pan. We're going to top it with whipped cream.
It's so funny you said the ice cream. I don't want to offend you. I mean, what people don't know is my whole family, so Ryan, Weston, Avery, would all take a milkshake over my cake any day. They love ice cream so much.
I do too.
And so we are.
That is exactly what it tastes
That's
like.
what it tastes like, right? So then once you have that spread out, and don't worry about the chunks, just push that on right there. We're gonna just top it with some whipped cream. You could add on top of it more crushed Oreos, or if you wanted to, you could just do some sprinkles like I did on that one.
Yeah.
The other alternative, because it's Girl Scout cookie season, grab Thin Mints if you can't find Oreos, or maybe you don't love the cream in the Oreos or whatever.
Like you're saying you could use the Thin Mints as your crust?
Yep, instead of the Oreos.
Well, Courtney, this was delicious. I was meant to be filling them today
love
because
this.
I
It's
love the mint.
perfect.
So that's part of our sheet pan party. Thank you so
How fun
much.
is this? I love the
it.
party.
I love it. Thank you so much.